For decades, Silent Hill has defined psychological horror in games.
Decades.
And tonight, the fog rolls in once again. Here's a brand new look at Silent Hill F from Konami, including the reveal of the American voiceover actress Susie Young as Hinako.
Oh, okay. So we get one name. Hold on. Susie Young. Oh yeah, that's Yuffie. That's oh my god, that's the English Yuffie voice from Final Fantasy VII Remake. Oh, and she's also been, yeah, Slitterhead, Chainsaw Man, Zenless Zone Zero, Fortnite Battle Royale, Honkai Star Rail. She's in all the gachas. She's Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, and Marvel Rivals. Damn, she's done a lot. So she's going to be our English Hinako. The voice that we're not going to really hear that much, to be honest. Like, I'll do playthroughs just like I have with Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'll do playthroughs in multiple languages, but first several playthroughs are most likely going to be in Japanese.
As Hinako.
Cargo 1 to HQ. We haven't found an suspect at the scene.
This is a very strange... Oh man, why is everything so laggy, dude? This is a really strange vibe from the intro for everything that they've been doing so far. It's nice getting all these little Silent Hill references all in a row. Looks like the downpour bathroom? No, I mean, it's like tatami mats. Oh, I guess you mean because of the evidence markers. It's just kind of the generic evidence markers. But it's also like a broken steel pipe, the radio, the siren. There's a lot of Silent Hill trope stuff all happening all at once here. And the downpour and, evidence marker. Yeah, big claw marks in the tatami mat with all the blood.
You saved my life and laid claim to my soul. In turn, I shall save your souls.
Who is this voice actor? It sounds familiar. It's not Troy Baker.
By claiming the life of your old self.
But that definitely sounds like an anime dub actor that I've heard.
What is this place?
That might be another Final Fantasy actor. If Hinako is Yuffie.
Get going.
The hit stun's not going anywhere, baby. It's the same. They have the... Yeah, it is Yuffie sounds. It's just like Yuffie fighting sounds. Although you didn't hear a whole lot of English Yuffie, because most of that I played in Japanese. I guess not from my playthrough. Downpour Screamers? I mean, that was also a big recurring thing in Silent Hill 2 Remake. The scream attacks that make you stop and hold your head. I like the variation on the enemies here. I'm trying to look at that a little bit better. It's like a Bayonetta creature. I was trying to see if this is a visual effect or does another head fucking pop out. I think that might just be a little visual effect happening.
A good day is always an extraordinary day. An extraordinary day isn't always good. With that in mind, today's a bit too extraordinary.
More distorted radio voice. I'm guessing that is possibly one of Hinako's friends' dub voices that we're hearing. That might be Sakuko. A good day isn't always an extraordinary day.
An extraordinary day isn't always good. With that in mind, today's...
I like this effect. I like the burning away. This is probably transition from... She's already in the Dark Shrine. So this is probably Dark Shrine burning away into Fog World.
A bit too extraordinary.
So this is where you are. I wondered where you had gone. You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands.
This is another really familiar voice. All these voices are familiar. I'm going to need to find out who all these English voice actors are. They only said the name of Hinako's actress. But I'm sure we'll have this information sometime soon.
Goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands. What's going on? No, it's got my home too. The halls, the doors, everything's changed. Tell me, who are
Moshi
you?
Moshi.
Please. Just die.
Okay. I mean, the fact that we've got, like, doppelganger situation going on here, which could also play into a lot of different aspects of the story. I'm also trying to think in terms of Ryukishi writing. Finally, some surrealism. I'm sold. I'm glad to see something like this, because a lot of what we've seen from the trailers and stuff so far have been... While it looks good, it did seem a little overly tropey. Not that this is any different. This is also a common psychological horror trope with doppelgangers. It's also something that David Lynch liked using a lot. But this at least adds another little layer of confusion to her and her friends. Like, instead of it just literally being like, oh, I guess we know what happens to Sakuko because you fight a dead, monster priestess version of her, as opposed to the one that you're, like, friendly with in real world, fog world, whatever it may be. But if there's a doppelganger situation going on, or spirits taking the forms of people, or time travel, or any number of things, aliens, UFOs. We do know there's going to be a UFO ending. That's already been confirmed.
Please. Just die.
It must be hard for you to bid farewell to childhood friends.
Yes.
Is that Sephiroth? Is this Sephiroth and Yuffie? So I like whatever this is, but also this if I just saw a screenshot of this, I would not immediately think Silent Hill game. I would think this new cosmetic for the trickster in Dead by Daylight looks great. But it's such a jarring image compared to everything else, right? Again, I'm totally down with the Japanese setting and the Japanese folklore. Maybe tied to the cult. It's the like glowy eyes. Vincent style character? I mean, way too early to tell. It's well away from what people usually expect from Silent Hill. It's just like there's the line of setting this in, 1960s Japan, and how grounded, how realistic is it going to try to go with its tone? Because, like, to be fair, Silent Hill is all over the fucking place with all of the games. Going back to the original, it's all over the place. There's moments that I would say overwhelmingly are fairly grounded in sort of realism and time periods, but it's got every game, even the originals, has some pretty out there, like, crossing the threshold into horror, fantasy, even anime style stuff. I mean, Heather literally turns into a magical girl in Silent Hill 3. So it's like, I'm trying to still kind of gauge what's our ratio here? Like, how gritty, grounded, realistic time period piece set in Japan are we going? And then we have, like, this guy. And then we have this guy. And it's like, okay, we're not going strictly realistic here. And then you think about your writer. Yeah, so we're probably going to have a decent blending of fantasy, hyper, not realistic elements to it. Willing to let Ryukishi cook? Oh, I mean, I'm still excited for this game. I feel like people, especially a lot of people after my Silent Hill F concerns video on YouTube, like, really got a big misunderstanding of how I feel about this game. I'm excited for Silent Hill F. There's some gameplay mechanic things that I'm on the fence about, that I won't be able to tell from just looking at footage. I'm going to have to play the game to really know how that stuff is going to work and feel.
Silent Hill F from Konami, including the reveal of the American voiceover actress Susie Young as Hinako.
And in terms of, like, story, like, I like the characters, I like the setting. Story is gonna really come down to how, like, playing the game as well. We don't know. We can guess and kind of piece little bits and parts of it from the footage and the trailers and the information that's come out so far.
Suspect at the scene. It's so good that it's still no water. You better consider the hunt. Over. Last seen fleeing to Neyoshi Shrine.
It's also a little interesting. Again, I like the time period for 1960s Japan, where you really do have a lot of old world historical Japan still in the environments and in people's belief structures. But it is the 60s. Like, there are still going to be modern aspects to this. Well, modern. Things that feel more modern. Where you're getting the radio and, like, the police chatter and the crime scene. It's not strictly temples and yokai and stuff like that. So there's a lot of interesting cultural mix from that time period. It's a very particular time period with Japan that I like. Yeah, exactly, G. The 1960s in Japan was definitely the culmination of the post-war transition. And I like that we're going to see elements of that, where we have the old school, old world temples and demons and deities and local gods, and because I mean, all of that is still very much alive in modern day Japan as well. But yeah, we're going over the trailer, looking for any kind of little details, giving some thoughts.
We haven't found the suspect at the scene. It's so good that it's still no water. You better consider the hunt. Over. Last seen fleeing Tsuneyoshi Shrine. Exercise extreme caution.
If this takes place in the 60s, can we safely say this game predates Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3? It does take place in Japan in the 60s, so timeline-wise, like, there's never been a super official timeline when it comes to the Silent Hill series, but the rough indication of fan-made timeline / official timeline that we do have, this would be the earliest entry so far. Because Silent Hill Origins would have previously held that title for being a prequel to Silent Hill 1 taking place in the 70s. Because they do actually give years and time frames for Origins.
You saved my life and laid claim to my soul. You saved my life.
Okay, so this is the same guy with the white hair putting on the fox mask, right? That we see at the end of the trailer.
And laid claim to my soul. In turn, I shall save your souls by claiming the life of your old self.
That might be Shu.
What's that? What is this place?
That might be her friend Shu. Or the
This way.
parallel of Shu. The Doppelganger.
We better get going.
The Naginata. This is one of the only real concerns I have with the game so far. The slowdown and lack of impact during the combat. Because I don't mind action-y games. A lot of people are really up in arms about this game for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of Silent Hill fans who are kind of immediately dumping on this just because it's set in Japan. And they're like, there's no way you can have Silent Hill outside of the town of Silent Hill, even though we've been doing that since Silent Hill 3. So I'm not one of those who just writes it off for being set in Japan. And I like a lot of Japanese settings in games and stuff. So I'm cool with the setting. Hopefully the story will actually tie into some elements of established lore. We'll see. That's one of those things that we'll have to wait until the game's out and we actually play it and read all the notes and know everything about it. But the gameplay, I like action-y games. I like Dark Souls. It's not very Souls-like, even though a lot of people are also acting like that too. And one of the reviewers, the IGN reviewers, compared it to Sekiro, which is where I think a lot of that comparison started coming from. But this looks a little off to me. And that's the thing, if you're going to do action-y type games, there's lots of action-y games out there. And not all of them are good. You usually only think about the good ones when you think of Dark Souls and when you think of Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. And there's a lot of games out there that try to copy that type of gameplay and just completely shit the bed on it. Because it's the type of gameplay where it's only fun when it's really polished, when it's really good. All the hits need to feel good. All the hit boxes and hurt boxes on the weapons and attack animations need to be really good. The animations need to feel smooth with the enemies, the dodges, and everything needs to feel right with the right amount of invincibility, not too much, not too little. It's a difficult thing to balance and get right and make it feel good for the player, make it feel satisfying to be in combat. And this just feels a little rough. It feels a little clunky. It's mostly the hit stun. It's mostly the hit. like the pausing after the contact of the weapons and kind of the lack of reaction during the impact. Also, things screaming at you to make you hold your head for a second. Yeah. It's like screamers in Downpour. It's like the scream attacks in Silent Hill 2 Remake. I'm not a fan of that type of mechanic. I don't like the stuff that just says, hey, stop playing the game. Quit it. You're playing the game too much. I'm going to scream at you and make you stop for a second.
A good day is always an extraordinary day. An extraordinary day isn't always good. With that in mind, today's a bit too extraordinary.
I like the burning effect. I do like seeing the burn effect. I'm looking forward to seeing that on like larger scale, because I always love a good otherworld transition effect, even in games that I don't like Silent Hill Homecoming, which heavily rips off the effect of the first Silent Hill movie, where everything is sort of like paint peeling away and revealing the otherworld underneath. I'm a sucker for good otherworld transition effects, and I like the burn, the sort of like smoldering burning effect here.
Today's a bit too extraordinary.
So this is where you are. I wondered where you had gone. You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them.
So, in one of the previous trailers, we know that Hinako has like an older sister, or at least somebody who she refers to as One-san, which literally means older sister or big sister, but in Japanese culture and in context, it could just mean like an older woman who she has respect for. So we don't know exactly, but I assume that's this character that we're hearing for this little part, this narration.
Need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them.
Not knowing the voice actors is getting to me. I've 100% heard this voice actor. Like all of these VAs, I know I've heard them in other things. And yeah, it's like, okay, we know Hinako's English voice actress is Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. But I know I've heard these other actors and actresses too. And yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it. As I said, I'm sure we'll get that information at some point. Some point soon.
It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands. What's going on? No, it's got my home too. The halls, the doors.
These settings, these environments, these camera pulls. I'm like the cinematography and stuff for the game I already really like. And I like a lot of the lighting in the environments.
My home too. The halls, the doors.
It's like a water effect.
The halls.
Sort of like like when a pool is reflecting light up onto the ceiling.
The doors. It's got my home too. The halls, the doors.
And the bloody bath.
Everything's changed. Tell me, just die.
It must be hard for you to bid farewell to childhood friends.
Yes.
Okay, Foxman, hold on. Hold on a second. Give me a second, because I'm curious. I want to compare a character model. His mask seems like it's grafted onto his face. It sure does. And we've seen that in some of the earlier trailers, that some of the Fox priestess Miko ladies had similar things where their faces are gone underneath their masks, or something was wrong with the faces under the masks. So that's going to be like a big recurring thematic element. But I want to look at Shu Iwai. Hinako's friend Shu. Look at the lip shape and the dimple there. I think because we've already seen a boss form of Sakuko, one of Hinako's other friends, who becomes Priestess Sakuko in the Dark Shrine, which is this game's version of the Otherworld, and is like one of the first boss fights that's going to be in the game. Presumably one of the first. I assume that'll be fairly early on, since they've shown so much of it already. This, I think, might be Shu. And the fact that we see like a doppelganger Hinako as well, I'm getting the feeling that there's more to this game than what they're letting on so far. Getting the idea our girl here is going to have to kill all her friends, who may or may not actually be her friends, or there's so many different ways that this could go. We could be seeing older versions of these characters. There literally might be time travel-y or ghost, I guess, shenanigans happening, where like Hinako died and her friends continued to live and get older, or vice versa. Who's the doppelgangers? Who's the real ones? But yeah, the facial structure, the little bit of the nose that we can see here, the lip shape, the shading under the lip, that looks like it's Shu-kun, concept art of Shu, that we can compare from that like angle. There's a YouTube thumbnail right there. Silent Hill F, secrets revealed. That's definitely Shu. That's definitely Shu. So again, with that in mind, listen to the dialogue at the start, which is this character narrating.
Target show 1 to HQ. We haven't found an active suspect at the scene. Shit's so good, but it's still in the fact no water. You better consider the hunt. Over.
Last seen fleeing Tsuneyoshi Shrine. Exercise extreme caution.
You saved my life and laid claim to my soul. In turn, I shall save your souls by claiming the life of your own self.
You saved my life, you claimed my soul, and in return, I'm going to save your soul
by claiming the life of your old self.
By claiming the life of your old self. So I think we are seeing Flashback. I think we're so far like seeing these characters as students is not the actual timeline of the game. I think it's sometime in the past compared to like what we're going to have revealed during gameplay. Something that happened to them when they were students that has affected them later on as adults, or I guess later on over time where they weren't able to become adults because they've been trapped in the dark shrine or dead and ghosts or something like that. But, well, they can't be ghosts, actually. There's a specific interview with Matoyo Okamoto talking about how they've got very strict guidelines from Konami about what they can and can't put in the series, and Ghosts was one of those things, even though Silent Hill 4 happened and had ghosts in it, and you know, a lot of people like that game.
Your souls by claiming the life of your old self.
What's that?
Alternatively, we're doing Silent Hill 2 again, and she's already killed them, and this is just a big psychotic break. The potential for that is there. I'm really hoping it's not that obvious. I'm really hoping it's not that. And I feel like there's enough little hints from what we've seen, or at least not so blatantly just you killed your friends and now you're going through, you know, your personal trauma purgatory worlds, fighting them all as bosses. Yeah, I hope it's not that blatant if it is the direction that this winds up going, but there's enough little hints at other things that I feel like there's more to the story than that. I don't think it'll just be that.
What is this place?
This way.
I better get going.
Man, I like the enemy designs so much, and I like the setting and everything so much. I like the weapons and stuff that we've seen. But the actual combat, just something about it is not clicking for me. I don't like breaking up the flow of the animation with the hit stun, and the sound. This could be an issue of like early footage for trailers and stuff like that. It might be different in a final release that we'll see in a few weeks. We'll see like in a month from now. But listen to the sound of each hit. We see like 3 different attacks connecting there, and they all sound like identical. Again, this is very minor, nitpicky type stuff. This is not like deal breaker, oh, the game's unplayable now, but if there's going to be a focus on melee combat, and you're going to be doing lots of melee combat, it gets real old real fast when you start hearing the same like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh sound effects. And you know every weapon is going to have sort of a set like combo that you're going to do with it. So you wind up hearing that same like repeated stuff over and over. It's one of those things where a little bit of variety in the combat helps those things out a lot. It's why you don't notice it in a lot of games that handle its combat better, because there's more variety in your hit stun sound effects. There's more variety in the ways that you use your weapons and combos and things like that. This is what I mean when like these mechanics and stuff for the game are not inherently bad things, or not even necessarily a bad fit for something like Silent Hill. The way a lot of other fans kind of have it in their head, like any amount of action and depth in combat is not good for Silent Hill. I just want to stand in one spot and swing my pipe while enemies walk towards me. And I get that. I'm fine with having some more mechanical depth to combat and more action-oriented combat and melee-focused stuff. But it needs to be satisfying. It needs to feel good. And it just feels super unpolished compared to everything else. Like, the visuals and the sound design and everything else is so good, it makes those little gameplay segments of combat stick out like a sore thumb to me. See, like, the enemy animations and stuff are so cool. The way this one swings and then, like, the leg whips around and it starts contorting and spinning. That stuff looks awesome. But then watching Hinako, like, charge up the swing and hit and then get the hit stun, and it just sort of stands there. Like, these dolls with their joints, if you're going to be hitting them, like, take away the hit stun, and instead of making it feel like the whole game is slowing down to emphasize the impact of the hit, make the enemy's animation react and give you that time. So it's not you slowing down. You're seeing the impact of your weapon on the enemy. Like, if it's a doll, it should fucking whip around and ragdoll, like not like a full-on ragdoll, but you should see it react to the impact of this big heavy naginata, and then limbs start spinning around, the torso starts doing a full 360 where you hit it, and all these joints are creaking and breaking and spinning off. Like, it shouldn't just be that, right? Where it just, everything slows down and it just sort of stands there. It just, stuff like that feels rough to me. Again, super nitpicky. Most people who are playing this probably aren't going to be paying attention to that kind of stuff. But somebody like me who's going to play this game like a million times through, the gameplay of a game that I'm going to be playing a lot of matters a lot to me. So little details like this, I'm like slightly concerned about. And again, I like the enemy designs, but screaming baby dolls, stunning attacks. Trying to figure out what the screaming creature looks like. Well, we have the concept art for it. The Oi Omoi. It's this one. The Oi Omoi. I like the design. I love the creepy doll, mannequin type stuff.
A good day is always...
The Mon on the shrine also looks familiar, but I think we determined it just looks really close to an existing one. Yeah, no, it's actually very similar to what's already on, because the town that this takes place in is Ebisugaoka. So there is Ebisu. So let me pull this up for comparison. Ebisu is one of the 7 gods of fortune in Shinto. So, like, this is a statue of Ebisu in Kyoto. And this, you can see, is the actual Mon on the statue representing Ebisu. So, A lot of people have been seeing the symbol and comparing it to like, oh, it's like the halo of the sun. It's circular objects inside of another circle. I don't think that's what they're going for. I think it's some convenient imagery, similar imagery, if people want to draw that connection that they can. But I think they're just, the town is Ebisugaoka. Like, it is going to revolve somewhat around those Shinto traditions and beliefs in deities and demons and all of that part of Japanese folklore, including Ebisu. And yeah, that's just Ebisu. That's just Ebisu.
A good day is always an extraordinary day. An extraordinary day isn't always good. With that in mind, today's a bit too extraordinary.
So this is where you are. I wondered where you had gone. You need to start getting ready. It's time to say your goodbyes. You're going to kill them with your own hands. What's going on? No, it's got my home too. The halls, the doors, everything's changed. Tell me, who are you?
God.
Please.
There's moments where I just hear Yuffie.
Just die.
There's moments where I just hear Yuffie.
It must be hard for you to bid farewell to childhood friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely Shu. Or Shu's doppelganger, or future Shu in the mask at the end there. This still feels like a flashback of sorts. It does. It does. Again, I'm convinced there's going to be a larger scale of timeline than what we've seen so far. We're not seeing strictly like the present day for the time period for the game. It does seem like, because the priestess Sakuko, you know, doesn't look exactly like friend in high school Sakuko who we see in like the regular Fog World footage and stuff like that so far. So it's probably all still set roughly in the 60s, and then we're jumping. Man, it's hard to know, but it feels like there's some element of time jump, some passage of time to like more adult versions of these characters through the Dark Shrine or through the timeline of events. Necromancer says, it occurs to me this is set in the 60s, isn't it? A flashback to World War II era wouldn't be unreasonable. Would also explain taking extreme actions in the past. That could also be potentially something that they're going for. It's difficult to say right now. I'm just kind of throwing speculation out there. But it definitely doesn't feel like the whole thing is all taking place in like a given year or day or whatever. It seems like there is a larger overarching timeline of events going across several years that the story is going to try and cover. We'll see how much of that winds up being true. September 25th. I'll actually be playing it September 23rd, thanks to my boy UFO Techie gifting me that digital deluxe edition. So we get the 48-hour early access. So like literally in a month, we'll be playing this game and finding out